Welcome to Saturday, and today we talk about the episode of RHONJ, but finally, everyone's been DMing asking what really happened between Kim and Tre. They used to be best friends with Jacqueline, and and Kim goes fast, and I stop her. I literally, during this chat, say, stop. You just basically summarize 9 months in one sentence. That doesn't work for this audience. It doesn't work for me. We have to break it down and get into the weeds of what happened and who said what first. So that is this entire mostly chat. We break down this episode. Also, here are some clips. Then head on over to Patreon to listen to the full thing. Finally, we get a play-by-play of where Kim and Teresa's friendship went wrong, and also chat about this episode, plus much more stuff. And I was at Marge Sr.'s 75th birthday, so we break down some behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Hope you guys enjoy.
Margaret's really shining this season, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, she's not being bullied by Teresa. She, told Teresa, I'm not wearing your leggings. She will not let her treat her that way. She's telling the truth. And, good for her. I mean, that's what I would be doing on the show. I wouldn't take her crap. I don't know. I mean, she really thinks who she is. I mean, because she's with a guy with some money, she just really, I've seen, first of all, when I hung out with Teresa for a very long time, she didn't talk like that. She's saying, she didn't talk like that.
You mean like the baby talk?
Yeah, she didn't talk like that. I mean, where did this, all of a sudden, this whole new character came out? Yeah, when she talked to her kids when they were little, but she didn't talk like that when me and her would be out for dinner. We were out all the time. She didn't talk like that, so.
How long were you friends with Teresa? Like how many years?
I was friends with her. And, the whole stripper gate thing happened at Sun Cubana. This was all a mishmash of things after they walked in my fashion show. First of all, I know she'll deny it, but Teresa had told Jacqueline and Caroline before Melissa was on the show that Melissa was a dancer. Okay, this is what was rumored. And came right out of Teresa's mouth. So fast forward, we're doing the show. Me and Melissa have our moments. We make up, we don't make up. We make up, we don't make up. All pushed by Teresa.
Well, what did you ever fight about with Melissa?
Teresa used to call me 17 times a day. I am not kidding. Me, Jacqueline, and Teresa would be on the phone till 1:30 in the morning, talk about filming the next day. Very close. So a lot of things happen in between. What happens is this. None of them were talking. So I go to Portobello because the cheating rumors had come out about Bulldog and Melissa. So they have me go to Portobello. And Jacqueline's sitting there with Richie and Kathy and Joe and Melissa. I have my mother with me, Kristen. They come walking down, but they're not filming. So they have me walk up to the table and they predicted that, or they wanted Joe and I to fight over the fact that we had said that Melissa had cheated. But instead, Jacqueline had turned everything around and said, I'm not going to fight with Kim in front of me and pick on her. And she's a woman and the two of you were going to fight. So we all made up. And the camera, the Bravo and Sirens were so pissed off because we were having such a good time. We were throwing napkins. We were getting drunk.
You and Jacqueline.
Me, Jacqueline, Chris Laurita, Melissa Gorga, Joe Gorga, Kathy, and Richie. We all made up. Then they were all talking to my mother. So now we all go and we hang out. They leave, cameras leave, and we all hanging out, drinking, having a good time. And Melissa and Kathy go to my mother and said, your daughter should not trust Teresa. She's talking behind Kim's back. She wants to get back with the crew. She doesn't want to just film with Kim. She wants to film with everybody else. And she's like talking behind Kim's back. So I had a couple drinks. I go home and I call Teresa. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Now the next season comes and my good friend who had her own show on Bravo, she calls me up and she said, Teresa is going to make up with her family, a big fake makeup because of the mother and father, and you're out. She said, I don't need to film with Kim D. Now, Michael had just died and she knew that. And she did this to me. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. I helped her through everything. I'm like, okay. I realized, I said, this girl's no good. But I still, because I'm a jerk, I still kind of believed it, didn't want to believe it, wasn't on the show. But I knew she was going to jail, all that stuff. I pulled her up. I told her how to do her commissary money, all this kind of stuff. She came out of jail. So I still, all that I knew, all that I said, I still go over there nicely. She asked me because she had the bracelet on her ankle. She couldn't get clothes. She had a film. She had lost weight in jail. I bring her some stuff. I leave it there. I go, try it on at your leisure, because I was hanging out. Well, like weeks go by. The stuff is still sitting there, right? And I'm like, you know what, Teresa, I'm just going to come pick up my stuff, whatever. And then at that point, I'm like, what's wrong with me? But then she was going to go into jail. And I just kind of let it go. And I told her, because a couple of my friends have gone to jail, and they said, tell her she could set up her commissary money before. She could put 25 So I told her all these things, because honestly, I knew what she did to me, but I still felt bad. The girl was going to jail and she's leaving her 4 kids at that time.
She goes away. You obviously don't talk to her when she's in jail. I mean, she's in jail.
I know. I sent her. I sent her something.
Really?
And then they asked me to film, and because they knew I knew that Joe had been cheating while she was away. And I'm like, I'll say it. I don't care. I don't owe her anything. I had her back all these years, and she did nothing but disrespect. And I'm done. So when I flip that, we love Kim D. We love her. She's great. Blah, blah, blah. But Teresa said she just doesn't need her this season. She don't need her. Like, it was just like that. Like, a stale crust of bread. You throw away a stale, but that's what she does with all her friends. It wasn't anything new. She did, basically, I watched her throughout the years, and that's what she does to everyone.
Well,
that's why she's filming with Gia now, because who else is she going to film with?
I guess also when you're on the show and you're saying that Joe Giudice cheated on her, I don't think that made.
Well, I knew it was done then. I knew it was done.
Yeah. I mean, even though it was true, she didn't want to hear it.
It was true, and she realized it afterwards. Everything I've said on the show is true. I never lied. I made sure that I knew what I was talking about before I brought shit up like that. I think I'm going to be a mean girl and tell you that I and my friends all think that New Jersey is the worst dressed housewives in the franchise. I don't like the way any of them dress. They just, I don't get it. I just don't get the fashion. I just don't get it. Whatever. That's my personal opinion. We all have one. And all my friends, we call each other, we're like, Jennifer with that cucaracha powder blue. With the ruffles, I can't.
I was just going to say, are you basing this on Marge Sr.'s 75th birthday party?
Well, with somebody on New Jersey, and I know this because
yes,
they buy at Neiman's, they wear it for the season, and they bring them back.
Really?
Yeah. And I know that because I know the girls that work at Neiman's, and they're the ones who tell me. And yeah, imagine this. So that's even worse. As far as the episode, it was a snooze fest. It was a total snooze fest. So I'm so glad we saved the Teresa story and the Jen story, because I don't even know what to say about, but I see the coming attractions and they look good. The coming attractions for next week looks good.
Well, yes, you called me like 10 minutes into it, and I was 10 minutes behind you, and you're like, I'm fucking bored. Well, the coming attractions do look good. I mean, when Teresa shoves that whole table at Margaret, watch the coming attractions again. Margaret, she's shocked, but she shouldn't be. But she doesn't exactly back down. So we talk more about that. But really, we break down, because everyone has been slipping into our DMs asking what really happened between Kim and Tre. And since Kim found this episode boring as fuck, as she just said, which is no shade to Marge Sr. and her 75th birthday party, Kim just likes when it's about Relias or Louis Relias, whatever she calls him. That's what she likes. So we really spent this entire chat, well, not the entire thing, but breaking down what went wrong with Teresa and Kim. Like a play-by-play. Kim went fast, and I'm like, slow down, bitch. Because like we need a play-by-play of what is the moment that you and Tre started heading for a breakup. So head on over to Patreon to find out all the details. We do break down this episode and much more. Hope you enjoy this Saturday chat.